Good morning, dear students and friends. Welcome back to the Prithviraj English Academy. Our social studies series is going on for Karnataka State Board. Part number 1, 2024 and 25. In this video, we are going to discuss about 10 standards. Chapter number 10 from the geography part. India, geographical position and physical features. About this lesson, we have already came to know a first part explanation. In that we came to know about the geographical part. In that we came to know about our heritage. Then we came to know how we got a name Bharat and India. Then we came to know about the location of India, geographical location in the world, then extension, land and water bodies, neighboring countries. These are all the things we came to know in a previous video. So in this video we are going to discuss about the significance of the physical divisions of India, okay, and physical divisions we are going to come to know in this video. So without a delay, let's start the video about India, geographical position and the physical features. In this video we are going to discuss about physical features. Okay, let's move. India, physical divisions. India has a variety of physical features based on the topography. Topography means what? Topography means description about the place, yeah, nature, like those what we are going to call them, valleys, mountains, peak, vegetations. These are okay. So India can be divided into four major physical divisions. One is northern mountains. Northern mountains means here in the north side, Himalayas we can call them. From here they are going to start and here they are going to end here. Arunachal Pradesh last it is, okay. Then next is the northern plain. Northern plain means this green area. From here it will going to start. Then here it will going to end in a Brahmaputra river and this side also West Bengal, okay. Then move to the next, the peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau will going to start from here, okay, the yellowest part from here to till here. Then last one is coastal plains. Fourth part is very important, coastal plains. These are the coastal plains. From here it will going to start, then here in the south, then from here then from south to the Gujarat, okay. So in an examination there is a possibility to ask you a question. India physical divisions means India is going to divide in how many physical divisions? Yeah, you can mention the physical divisions of India. So these four you have to write over there: northern mountains, northern plains, peninsular plateaus and coastal plains. Now move to the one by one. We will come to know about them, explanation part. Okay, first we move to that. Northern mountains, yeah, we can call them as the Himalayas. The Himalayan mountains is the highest in the world and includes the highest peaks, deep valleys, then glaciers, rivers, etc. Means you came to know these new words: peaks, deep, valley, and these also. Okay. Now come to the about these new words. We will come to know here. Okay, here. Peak means what? The highest point of the mountain is called the peak. The highest point of the mountain. We are going to call it as a peak here. The highest point like that. Okay. We are going to call it as a peak. And then move to the next. It is valley. Valley means what? Valley means the lowland between two mountains or hills which often has a river flowing through it. Means here you have the valley. Two mountains are there and river are flowing here. Here is valley. Between the two hills and mountains are mountains. If water will going to flow, a river will going to flow, you are going to call it as a valley. Then third one is glaciers. Glaciers means these are like a big, we are going to call it as a mass of the ice that moves slowly down the valley. This is called, okay. It will going to break, then it will going to become the water, and sometimes some river will going to take birthplace here like Ganga river, okay. Then here Then the Himalayan range begins at the Pamir node in the west and extends to the Pamir node to, it will going to extend to the Arunachal Pradesh in the east. So just move to the map. Here it becomes Pamir mode, Pamir node here. So here it will going to start. Okay, on the top it will going to start. Here it will going to comes, and from here it will going to start, and here it will going to end in Arunachal Pradesh. Here it is the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, first point. I hope you understood this one. Then second point means the Himalayas. It is about 2500 kilometers. From here to here it is 2500 kilometers. From here to here it is 2500 kilometers. Then these folded mountains range are the three main ranges. Means range means the mountains next to next the mountains will become, we are going to call it mountain range. In that we have the three mountain ranges. One is Sivalika mountain range. In northern mountain range in Himalaya we have the three folded mountains. Like on Sivalika mountains we are going to call it as a foothills of the Himalaya. The Himachal, yeah, middle Himalaya. Then last one is the greater Himalayas or Himadri. Here we'll come to know them in a very nicely. Here it is. Here is the northern mountains. Here they are going to start, and here it is northern mountains. Means folded. This range is called it as a Sivalika. This range is called it as a middle, and this will going to call it as a Himadri. Himadri means upper range is Himadri, middle is middle, a Himachal, and here it is there. We are going to call it as a Sivalik mountains. So first we will come to know this one about the Sivalika mountains. Okay, here Sivalika range. These ranges are most recent formation and are located in the southern part. Southern part means here. It is the north part, it is the middle, and it is the south part of the Himalaya. Okay. Then next, they have lesser height. Height is very less compared to the Himadri. Okay. They are going to call it as a foothills of the Himalaya. There is a possibility to ask you a question: which range of mountains are going to call it as a foothills of the Himalaya? That is Sivalika. You have to remember this one. These hills have the narrow stripes of plains or valleys which are called the dunes. Here some dunes are there. Those are going to call it as Dohradun, Kota, Patli, then Chaukhamba, Udampur, and Kotli. These are the few dunes here. And these mountains ranges means 600 to 1 600 to 1500 meters above the sea level, means the range it is of the Sivalika. Okay, I hope you understood this point. Then move to the next. B1 means Himachal, yeah, middle Himalaya, yeah, central Himalaya. We are going to call it three names there. You have to remember Himachal, either middle Himalaya or central Himalaya. Here those are this line. Okay, this line is going to represent the middle Himalaya. Okay, now come to they are about 3600 meters to 4500 meters in the height and are located between Sivalika and the Greater Himalaya. Sivalika and Greater Himalaya. This is called the Greater Himalaya. This is called the Sivalika. In between comes the Central Himalaya, a Himachal, a Middle Himalaya. Okay. Then here they are about 60 to 80 kilometers in width. 60 to their width. Okay. 80 kilometers. The lesser Himalayas consist of many parallel mountains range. Parallel mountains means those are the mountains. Those are going to run alongside each other. Means those are going to call it as parallel mountains range. Okay. For example, here you have the mountain like Pira Panjal, one Mahabharat range, Naktiva, Masori, etc. We have the mountain range. Then move to the some hill stations are there here. Kangra, Kullu are the famous valleys here. Then along with that, valley means you know that. Valley means between the two hills or mountains, the river will going to flow. That area will going to cut. Then along with that, some hill stations are there. Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet, Chakrata, Darjeeling are the hill stations in this Himachal, yeah, middle Himalaya, central Himalaya. Now move to the third one part. It is what we are going to call it as greater Himalaya. Greater Himalaya. Greater Himalaya here. Greater Himalaya means this part. It is greater Himalaya. Greater means very height. Okay, they are the highest mountains. Here are the highest mountains. These are known for the highest peaks of the Himalayas and their earlier formed range of the Himalayas. This range is completely covered with the snow. These are going to covered by the completely by the what you are going to call snow. That's why we are going to call them as a Himadri. Hima plus Adri. Hima means Adri. Hima means snow. Adri means mountain. Okay. Hima means snow. Adri means mountain. Okay. It was going to go. Okay. Then this is about 6,000 meters to 8,000 meters are there. The height of the minimum means in general the greater Himalayas, the Himadris mountains, it is maybe minimum it is 6,000 and maximum more than 8,000 plus, and minimum it is 6,000. Okay, the highest mountains, a peak here it is Mount Everest. 8,848 kilometers are there, sorry meters are there, not kilometers, sorry, meters are there, and it is going to located between Nepal and Tibet. Nepal and Tibet, between the Nepal and Tibet. Okay, between the Nepal and Tibet. Here you have the Tibet, and here you have the, and here is the Mount Everest here. Okay, here it is the Mount Everest. Okay, so please go through it between the. Okay, now move to the next point. Other peaks of this range is Kanchenjunga, Devlatagiri, Nanda Devi, Gauri Shankara. These are the mountains here. And here you have the, means these peaks have the many glaciers. In that famous is Gangotri. And you know the Gangotri is the birthplace of the river Ganga. Okay, you have to remember this one. And this one we have the many passes. Passes means like that. In between the two hills or mountains, if what we are going to call it as, if a way is there to move from place to place, then we are going to call it as what? Passes. Okay, here. So, and that will, the passes are not going to only provide the transportation facilities, but it is going to provide the tourist attractions also. These are okay. These are going to call it as a tourist attractions also. Means here. Okay, now move to the. They are Kashmir's means here. Those passes here. Some examples are there. Brujil, Jojila, Baralacha, Himachal Pradesh. These are the some passes. Okay. And the range of the fold mountains lying to the north of the greater Himalaya is called the Trans Himalayas. Okay. This has the Karakoram range and the Kailas range. Godwin Austin or K2 is the highest peak in India. It is 8,611 meters are there in India. Okay. Here it will becomes the K2 mountain. Just go through it here. K2 mountain is here. Okay, K2 mountain will comes here. It is going to call this as the highest peak in the India, and this is the in the world, Mount Everest. Okay, you have to just remember them two. Okay, now move to the next point. Ladakh plateau also there in this region only. Now move to the importance of the Himalayas. So first point we came to know that what that Himalayas, in Himalayas we have the in northern mountains, in Himalayas we have, in northern mountains we have the three mountain range. One is Sivalika foothills, we are going to call it. Then Himachal, yes, we are going to call it as a middle Himalaya. We can call it as a central Himalaya. And last one is greater Himalaya, Himadri. Okay, and Himadri totally covered by the snow. Okay, so what are the importance? Sometimes they are going to ask you this question for 3 marks. The Himalayan mountains have the influence the life of Indians to the greater extents. Means in everywhere we have this influence of the Himalayan mountains. It provides the protection to the India by stopping the cold winds from the North Asian regions. They are the birthplace of the many rivers. They form vast plains. They facilitate hydroelectric power generation. They are going to provide because of the greater height. Some rivers will going to flow. Okay. Then They are the home of the many types of the plants and animals. They are the great treasure house of the minerals. Maybe so many minerals may be available here, and these are the very much significant for tourism and the religious centers like Kailasanath temple are there here, Gauri Shankar temple are there here. Okay, so now move to the next. It is next part. It is northern plains. Second part. Second, what you are going to call second physical division of India. It is northern plains. We'll come to know about this one. Northern plains here. Just move to it. Just see to it here. The green part. It is going to cover now from Rajasthan here. Then here we have here Madhya Pradesh also little bit part will going to cover, and this side Brahmaputra river, and here also it is there. Okay. So this will going to cover by this. Means this is called the northern plains. Okay. Now move to the explanation part about this one. We'll come to know. Okay. So here. So what that? Uh, these northern plains are going to call it as the Great Plains of the Northern, or also call it as Satluj and Ganga plains. We are going to call them as a Satluj river will becomes here. From here it will going to start, and in a Ganga river, because of these two rivers it will going to create it, Satluj and the Ganga river. Okay, Ganga river will going to flow here. It will going to start from here, and it will going to flow to the Bay of Bengal, and Satluj will going to, here it is Satluj river. Okay, then they are found between the Himalayan mountains of the north and the Peninsula Plateau in the south. Here northern mountains are here, and Peninsula Plateau in between it comes the northern plains. Okay, these plains stretch from the plains of the river Indus in the west and the Brahmaputra valley in the east. Here Indus river will becomes here. Here the Indus river. Okay, from here it will going to start from here, Indus river. Okay, from here it will going to start, and here it will going to end in a Brahmaputra river. It is Brahmaputra river. Okay, then next their breadth it is 2400 kilometers, whereas width is 70 kilometers to 500 kilometers. 70 to 500 kilometers. Yeah, what is that? Width, breadth, it is from here to here, and then width is from here to here. Okay, this is somewhere 70, somewhere 80, somewhere 500 kilometers are there. Okay, then this area has the least variation in the, means very slight variation is there in a height, and approximately it is flat land, and this area will going to form the northern plains. The northern great plains are going to formation by the alluvial soil. Please note down it. It's very important. Alluvial soil, it is very important. So please go through it. There is a possibility to ask you a question related to this one. So please go through it. Okay, alluvial soil, and that will going to brought by the rivers. Those are going to flow, and those are going to took birth in the Himalayas. Okay, now move to the next. Peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau means here this part. From here it will going to starts here to here. Okay, so just to move to this one, Peninsular plateau. Okay, Peninsular plateau. Okay, Peninsula plateau. We are going to study about that now. Okay, Peninsula plateau, the third part. The Peninsula plateau is the largest of all the physiographic divisions of India. This question there is a possibility to ask you which part, which division has the highest, largest part. In this question there is a possibility to ask you, so please may go through it. Moreover, it is the most ancient, and it is the part of the Gondavan landmass which extends in the early stages of the earth, as said by the geologist. Geologist means those are going to study about the geography. The Peninsula Plateau stretches from the south of the Satluj Ganga plains up to the Indian Ocean in the south. Means from here to here. From here to till the Indian Ocean. Okay, this area. Okay. Its total area is around 16 lakh square kilometers. This area from here to here, from north to south, east to west. The plateau, it is 16 lakhs. The area it is covered. Okay, now move to the next. It is stretches from the Aravalli mountains in the north to the Kanyakumari in the south. Aravalli mountains, where it will becomes Aravalli mountains from here to till the Kanyakumari here, the last part. Okay, Aravalli mountains. Here also you can see Aravalli mountains. Here also you can see here. These are going to call it as a Aravalli mountains range. It is okay. Okay. Then next point. It extends approximately for 1400 kilometers from the western ghats in the west to the Rajmahal Hills of the Jharkhand in the east. Rajmahal Hills, where it will becomes Rajmahal Hills. Rajmahal Hills will becomes in Jharkhand. Okay, in a Jharkhand, Rajmahal Hills. Here it will becomes the Jharkhand. Okay, till the here, and it will going to start from the where the area it is. Western Ghats. Western Ghats means here. These are called the Western Ghats. Okay. These are called the Western Ghats. Okay. Then this peninsular plateau is in the form of the triangular shape. Triangular shape. Just see here. Triangular shape it is. Okay. Triangular shape it is. Okay. Then next it is bounded by the Arabian Sea in the west, Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. Here, just go through it. Bay of Bengal will becomes here. Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea in the west, and Indian Ocean in the south. Okay. I hope you understood this one. Now move to the next. Means about the peninsular plateau only. Here, in the north of the peninsular plateau, we found mainly the Vindhya mountains, Satpur hills, Aravalli hills, Malwa plateau, Chota Nagpur plateau, and rivers like Narmada, Tapti, the Damodar are there here. Okay, yeah. Okay, just move to the here. Aravalli mountains, Vindhya mountains, hills are there here, and here will becomes Narmada river. Okay, these all are there here in a north of the north plateau. These are now move to the rest. All these are the together to the north of the Narmada, referred to as the central plateau. This north area. Here it will becomes our Narmada river. This upper part of the this one, what you are going to call the peninsular plateau. Here it is the Narmada river will becomes. Okay, here is Narmada river, and the upper part we are going to call it as a central plateau. Okay, first point you have to remember this one. Then to the south of this only we are going to call it as a Deccan plateau. After the Narmada river we are going to call it as a Deccan plateau. After the Narmada river we are going to call it as a Deccan plateau. From here to till the Kanyakumari we will going to refer as a Deccan plateau. Okay. Then move to the next. Here we have the Mahadev and Michael range, Amarkantak hills, Rajmahal hills are the north of the Deccan plateau. Here, Michael range is there. Okay. Then Amarkantak will becomes here. These are all there in the north of the. Then move to the next point. To the west of the Deccan plateau, there are Western Ghats are there. Western Ghats. I hope you may know that. Western Ghats here, the Western Ghats, and this side we have the Eastern Ghats. So what they are saying, in a Deccan plateau, in a west side we have the Western Ghats. Okay. Then in a Maharashtra and Karnataka, these Western Ghats are going to call it as refer as a Sahyadri. So please note down it. Western Ghats are going to call in Maharashtra and Karnataka as a Sahyadris. And in the south, yeah, in the Deccan Plateau, you have the Annamudi peak. Yeah, Annamudi mountain is the highest mountain in the South India. It has the height of 2665 meters, and it will becomes in a Annamale range of the mountains. Annamale range. Okay, Annamale mountains will becomes here. Annamale mountain. Okay, so please remember this one. Then next it is to the east of the Deccan Plateau you have the Eastern Ghats. Already we know that Eastern Ghats will become here. Okay, Eastern Ghats are, these are the called the Western, sorry, Eastern Ghats. Okay, in the east side. Okay, then move to the next. They meet means Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats meets at the Nilgiri Hills, and Nilgiri Hills will becomes here nearby the Kanyakumari, and here is the famous tourist place is there, that is called the Ooty in a Nilgiri Hills only. Okay, both Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats are going to meet in a Nilgiri Hills. Please remember this one. Okay, then next move to the next point. The Eastern Ghats are not very high or continuous. Eastern Ghats. Okay, then move to in the Eastern Ghats we have the Amarkonda, Mahendragiri are the highest peaks. These ghats are separated by the river valleys here and there. The Peninsula Plateau has the great economic significance. The reason for this is that it has the rich deposits of the minerals. As the rivers have the formed many waterfalls, they are the best suited for the production of the hydroelectricity. Okay, here the differentiation between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are very high and continuous. Eastern Ghats are not very high and not continuous also. Western Ghats are the in the western part of Deccan Plateau, and Eastern Ghats are there in the eastern part of the Deccan Plateau. Highest peak is Annemudi peak and highest peak is Mahendragiri in the Eastern Ghats. Okay. Coastal plains. Coastal plains. Apart from the islands, India has a coastal line of 6,100 kilometers. 6,100 kilometers. So let me tell you first, explain you about what this one coastal area from here to here. So here it will going to start in a Gujarat, and here it will going to ends in a here nearby the West Bengal. Yeah, in a West Bengal only it will going to end. So this area from here to here it is there 6,100 kilometers. If suppose you are going to add in that the islands this side and this side also you have the islands, then it will become the 7,000 plus. Okay, the mountain, and it will going to started from the Kutch region of the Kutch area of the Gujarat. Already we know that, and the coastal line extends up to the Gangetic River basin in the east, means in a West Bengal. Okay, the narrow plain along the coast is called the coastal plains, and here 9 states of India have the coastal lines. The Indian coastal line is divided into two. One is West Coast and East Coast. West Coast and East Coast. Here you have the, this is called the West Coast and this is called the East Coast. Okay, and 9 states have, I said that 9 states. Okay, have the coastal area. Which are those? Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala. One. Second is Maharashtra, third is Goa, fourth is Karnataka, fifth is Kerala, sixth is Tamil Nadu, seventh is Andhra Pradesh, eighth is Odisha, and ninth one is West Bengal has the coastal plains. Okay. Now move to the next. The west coast spreads from Kutch of Gujarat in the north between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats up to the Cape of Kanyakumari in the south. So please let me explain you this part once again. Here, from here it will going to start in a Gujarat in a Kutch area, and here it will going to start by the Kutch and it will going to end the Western Ghats, Western coast in a Kanyakumari. Okay, first point I hope understood you. Then next it is uh, it is maybe the what you are going to call the area it will going to cover. Which one? The western coast. That area is the area covered by the western coast. It is 1500 kilometers. From here to till the Kanyakumari, it is 1500 kilometers. Okay. Then next, this is further divided into two parts. One is Malabar coast. Malabar coast, we are going to call it as in Kerala. Okay. Here it is Malabar coast, Kerala. We are going to call it as a Malabar coast. In Karnataka, we are going to call it as a Kendra coast. In Maharashtra, Gujarat, we are going to call it as here it is Kerala. We are going to call it as Malabar coast, Kendra coast in Karnataka, and Konkan coast in Goa and Maharashtra and Gujarat. Konkan coast, Goa, Maharashtra and Gujarat. We are going to refer it. Okay. Now move to the next point. Mumbai, Mom Goa, Cochin, Kandla, Karwar, Mangaluru are the major ports of the west coast. Okay, here it is there what we are going to considering that ports right here like Mumbai will be there in Maharashtra, Mumbai port. Then next it is Maram Goa is there in Goa. Okay, then next Cochin is there in Kerala. Okay, then next it is at that Kandla it is there in Gujarat. Karwar is there in Karwar and Mangalore is there in Karnataka. Okay. Then the eastern coastal plains extends from Kanyakumari in the south to the Gangetic river in the north. Okay. East. Here it is going to start and here it is going to end. Okay. In West Bengal, you can approximately we are going to say. Okay. East coast it is. Okay. The east coast is located between the Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghats. Okay, here it is Bay of Bengal, here it becomes, and this area is going to call it as Western Ghats. Okay, in between it will becomes. Okay, then the eastern coastal lines are very wide and flat. It has the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri rivers. Delta means what? Delta means it's a place. Delta means we are going to call it as it is a place. We are going to call yeah, you can just move to the where the rivers are going to when they are going to reach to the oceans or sea, they are going to divide it in a small parts like here. It is Mahanadi's delta. It are going to means here it is a big river. Then afterwards you are going to divide it in a small rivers and it will going to reach to the oceans. Okay, the divided part are going to call it as delta. Like Godavari rivers also had, Krishna river also have, even Kaveri rivers also had in a eastern coasts. In the east coast, there are some salty. We are going to call it as salty, yeah, brackish water lakes. Yeah, lagoons are there. Lagoons means those are going to contain the salt water. Okay, like Chilka Lake of Odisha. Chilka Lake of Odisha. Here it is Chilka Lake in Odisha. Then Pulicat is there. Pulicat is there in Andhra Pradesh are the major ports. The east coast is divided into two. One is Utkal coast in the north and the Coromandel coast in the south. Utkal coast and the Coromandel. Utkal is this one from Andhra Pradesh to West Bengal, and from here to till Tamil Nadu we have the Coromandel coast. Okay. These are the two parts you have to remember. Now move to the islands. In India, total 247 islands are there. Islands are not islands. Islands. A should be silent here after the I. Okay. In that, 204 are there in a Bay of Bengal. 204 are there in a Bay of Bengal. This side. These are the islands. And here, remaining 43 are there in a Arabian Sea. Okay. In a Gulf of Mannar, there are a few coral islands are there. Coral islands here. The Gulf of Mannar will be located here. And coral means what? A hard substance that forms in a sea from the bones of the very small sea animals. We're going to call it as what? Coral. Okay. Coral islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal are the formed from the hard volcanic rocks. Means Andaman and Nicobar are going to located in this side here. Okay, in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, and here only you have the India's extreme southern tip in the is located in the Greater Nicobar Island only. Okay, that is called Indra Point. Indra Point is located here. Indra Point, the last part. Okay, in Andaman Nicobar Islands. Okay. Then one more thing I have left out, that is Lakshadweep Islands are going to made by the Coral Islands. Okay, Coral Islands. Okay. So I hope you understood this lesson. From this lesson only, most of the means one or two in a India map in a examination for marking, one or two places will going to ask from this lesson only. This lesson only. The lesson name is called India Geographical Position and Physical Features. They are going to ask from more than one place. Means minimum one or two places they are going to ask from this lesson only. So please pay attention on this one. So thanks for watching this video, my dears. If you have any doubt, any your suggestions like that after this lesson, which lesson you want the explanation, please comment. Then I am going to prepare it and I am going to upload that video. And please like, subscribe and press the bell icon to get a more updates from my side. And thanks once again for watching this video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.